Hey, how's it going? JT from hoagiesgarage.com. I have an interesting product here. I think it's one of the more useful tools if you're somebody that likes to see what's going on with your car. In the past, I did some reviews on the iCar from a company called V-Gate, and I'm just going to say it wasn't any good. Came in like a knockoff iPhone box, pretty chintzy overall. And you can find my reviews on those on YouTube on hoagiesgarage.com. Scantool.net, though, they sent me this guy. They call it the OBDLink MX. And with that being said, this is the Wi-Fi version. The plan is here to do a couple little tests on it, see what's what, see how it works, and go from there. One thing I will say about this right off the rip is it's a lot, I'll say, better packaged. It looks more legit more than the V-Gate did. And the Scantool people contacted me to write this review, so I didn't really seek this out. And I'm going to have to apologize to them because it's taken me quite a while to get this story done. More than anything, though, just because there's been so many things in the pipeline with hoagiesgarage.com. So going to give this a try here, but some of the features are this is Wi-Fi. It'll work with an iDevice. It'll work with an Android. It'll work with even an iPad. It does have some clever little things, like it'll go into a sleep mode so it won't drain your battery. You can obviously clear check engine lights. You can trip log. You can data log. There's even like a crazy software piece here that I have another writer working on right now. This guy, though, runs $119. It is on Amazon. You can buy it directly from Scantool. Overall, though, my first impressions, a little bit smarter, a little bit, I'll say, more trustworthy than the other ones I've tried so far. So run through a few things here, show you what happens with the app on my phone, and then give some final thoughts. And I'm going to even try to clear a supposed check engine light on my Trailblazer that they said was in the drivetrain. We'll see if this pulls it up or not. So a couple different things I'm going to mess with here. But the OBDLink MX Wi-Fi from Scantool.net. So I wanted to run through the app here and show you sort of what it does. You can kind of see down here the OBDLink lighting up and sort of freaking out because it's connected to my phone via Wi-Fi. Not going to fully go through, how to connect it, but there is a password. It's pretty legit, I'll say. It's not like something where you just hook it up real fast and it's, it takes a minute to actually get through it. But once you're connected, you open their app. It's called OBDLink, and I apologize for the glare. The shininess is just the nature of filming on an iPhone. You touch this and you get this basic screen with your settings, diagnostics, dashboards, maps, monitors, and logs. Settings, obviously, that's where you can tweak everything. And when I say this is customizable, that's an understatement. You can literally tweak so many things in this app. It's very, very thorough, and in all honesty, you really are getting your money's worth with this. It's a very in-depth app. Diagnostics, it's where you can check your check engine lights, trouble codes. As you can see, I don't have any at the moment. There's freeze frame data. There's a lot of different stuff that, honestly, I don't really get into when I do work on my cars. I'm not really a PCM diagnosis kind of person. I don't really have those kind of problems. I haven't, at least. But if you do, it's good to know you can mess with it. The dashboards are kind of cool. You can completely configure these to be whatever you want them to be. I mean, I can touch this one here, and it'll let me change everything from the colors to the position to the needle size to everything on here. And it does actually work in real time through the Wi-Fi. Pretty dead on. Maybe a tick delayed, but not too bad. There's this style of gauge on this page. There's also this style of the big gauge you can put up there, that's I set up for intake air temperature. I'm not sure. Let's see if it'll rotate here. Yeah, it actually does rotate too, so you have them that way too if you want up on your dash there, which is cool. I mean, it's a really neat setup if you have a mount on your window and you want to see these different gauges going on. So if I go back, the other thing I have is all my monitors here, and this shows you what it will check and what it can check. I just ran a full O2 systems check. And this being a 98 Camaro, some stuff isn't really available. but I'm sure on a newer car it's going to be a little different, which we might find out in the Trailblazer here when I go hook it into this. But honestly, in my opinion, this thing right here, it's really worth it. I mean, it's 120 bucks, I get that, and you could buy a scan tool for that amount of money, but this does come with updates, a really good online community of people that help. And one of the other things that it does do, if I can find my app here, it does tie in, and I haven't successfully done this yet, it does tie in with the Harry's lap timer, which is pretty cool. If you track your car or anything, it can kind of tie in all the different things it's analyzing and settings and that nature right into your laps, which was really cool. It does allow you to add your different vehicles. You can have sort of a bank of vehicles in there. It recognized when I plugged it into this different car, and it's going to recognize it too when we do the Trailblazer. But overall, very, very cool. Definitely not like the V-Gate, which scan tool, they told me that you're going to like this a lot better, and I totally agree. Very, very cool, and the amount of functions on it, for me to go into each one of them in-depthly, it'd be an hour-long video just showing you everything you can do on this thing. But next thing I'm going to try here, and this could be successful, could be not. The dealership told me the Trailblazer was having some drivetrain trouble codes. I'm going to see if I can pull those up. I'll just do it real time. We'll see if I can find it. I might sort of intercut it so you don't waste all your time watching me troubleshoot. But I'm curious what this thing will actually find. So we'll hop into the other car here and try that out. So I'm in the Trailblazer here. I went into this diagnostic report, and it's running here. I will say the scan tool really connected quickly after just switching cars real quick. I'll be honest, a lot of this is so beyond me, it's just insane. I mean, it runs tests on absolutely everything. I'll try to hold this up here so you can see this. I mean, it's just insane. And if you really like to figure out what's going on with your car and you have shop manuals and that sort of stuff, this is a great tool for that. I mean, because it reads everything from fuel trims to everything. It's just insane. I mean, just you look through this, it's really just pulling all the data that your PCM gathers and sort of uses. No trouble codes detected though, which is interesting, and I don't know if this is because it's not pulling drivetrain trouble codes. They were saying it was something in the all-wheel drive system, but everything seems to work fine, so I don't know, if that was just dealership BS or what. See, monitor tests. I mean, there's every menu too in this little app, and this is just an app you download from the App Store. I mean, it seems to go like 3 levels deep, and you kind of forget where you were at. Rich to lean sensors, exhaust gas sensors. I mean, and it checks, you can see all the green check marks. Catalyst monitor, bank 1, bank 2, evap monitor, purge flow monitor. I mean, it's pulling everything. I mean, it's the equivalent. I have a big time, I wouldn't say big time, but a fairly expensive plug-in scan tool. It doesn't go near as much as this stuff does. It does go close. When I plug it into the computer, I can read more. But with this thing, it's all in the palm of your hand. That's what's so awesome about this. And it's like right there on your phone. So you don't have to really buy a separate device. It works on your phone. Short of buying the scan tool itself, I mean, that's it. So, I mean, honestly, I don't see any major red flags or anything on here unless I'm missing something, but that's switching to another car, and that took me a total of 2 minutes to reach under there, find the plug it in, and it just connected right away. It remembered the password I gave it. It just connected right away. The maps part is cool because it does show sort of like where you're at, your speed. It can kind of even sort of plan a route out for you, which is slick. Uses the Google Maps on there. But overall, real cool, like a nice little app. Definitely worth checking out. So overall, that's, I'll say, the quick version of the OBDLink MX. It's tough to review one of these because it's one of those things, it's like reviewing almost like a tool. in your garage. It's like reviewing a set of sockets. It has a specific purpose, it has a use, and unless you really need it, you don't really get the value of it. Like, I look at it, I'm like, okay, this is really, really cool. I can see the potential of it. But for me to convince you to buy it just to buy it and have sitting there, it's tough. It's one of those tools, though, you'll want it when you need it, if that makes sense. Like, if it's sitting in your toolbox and you have a check engine light and you pop that into your OBD port, you're going to be glad you own it, because you can diagnose, you can tell yourself what's wrong with your car, and it gives you the potential to fix it yourself instead of taking it to a dealership or a mechanic that have those big, computers that read the codes and that. Now, a mechanic might be quicker at deciphering what the codes say than you, but I mean, it depends what your time's worth to you. If you like tinkering and looking at your car, then this is just for you. They did include, real quick start guides for iPhone or iOS, Android. And they also have this link for Windows OBDWiz software. I haven't tried that yet. The other thing we have is their big software package. It's like $129. We're going to review that as well, because it goes even deeper into the whole data thing and all that stuff. So it's a very I'll say thorough company, the scantool.net. Like, they have so many little facets. They have something that works with Bluetooth. This one works with Wi-Fi. They have the software package that works on your computer. So a lot of different ways with them to figure out what's going on with your car and monitor what's going on with your car. I see a lot of potential with this, with a lot of tuning and things like that. Like, you can't really tune with this, but if you are a tuner and you like to modify, and it kind of gives you a window into, oh, what happened when I tweaked this in my PCM? Oh, I can data log it and check it on my app real quick. So with that being said, definitely, in my opinion, a must-buy. Pleasantly surprised, very nice company. They sent this out to us to give the run-through. Took forever. Once again, I apologize, but finally got a minute to get into this. And like I said, we do have the Bluetooth version being tested now, along with their $129 software. This version, the Wi-Fi version, does cost more than the Bluetooth one. $119 for this. It's not expensive, but when you look, you get just such a little module with it. You feel like, oh, this was just so expensive, and I don't know why I spent the money. But once you download that app and you start drilling into it and seeing what you can actually do, you'll find it's definitely worth it. So scantool.net for this. I'll put a link on the webpage of where to buy it. Check us out, hoagiesgarage.com. More reviews coming. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you bearing with me on this, working through this, seeing how it functions, and seeing actually what the app does. Very cool product, though. Check it out. I'll see you next time.